Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, Crystle Sky. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every single time that we upload a new video. And we are creating a Mustang community here on this channel of free spirits that are just so free and beautiful and amazing. And I really would love for you to come join this community and be a part of it and be a part of the growing community that we are creating here. So today's video, I always kind of just see what I feel like I need to speak of, not just for my own self, but thinking about what other people might need to hear as well. Like, yes, I want to hear the same things that you want to hear in terms of whatever it is that's calling me to speak for my own self and my own heart, and to just kind of share it with you guys, and hoping that somebody out there, one of our subscribers or our travelers that might be coming through this channel and get to this video, I hope that it nourishes you in some kind of way or encourages you, or at least, if anything, is just a really fun hangout session with us. So before we jump into the topic of video that I wanted to talk about today, I actually did want to share with you guys some new cute little tank tops that I bought. I do generally show things on this channel that I get new stuff. I think it's really fun to just share with you guys things that I buy, and just stuff that I purchase that you might be interested in, or just things that everybody kind of enjoys watching when somebody buys something new. It's always kind of fun to see what people are buying and to see if they're enjoying their purchases. So today I wanted to show you some tank tops. I am a tank top lover. I love tank tops through and through. Specifically, I like ribbed tank tops. I don't really care for the ones that are full cotton. I don't really care for the camis, the little strings, the spaghetti strings. I'm not big on those. I think they're really cute, and I think many people look really good in them, but they are very uncomfortable for me. When I put them on, I know it's just like uncomfortable all the way around. And there's many other people out there that I've talked to that are, lovers of these camis and these, full, just full straight up cotton tank tops. I know that many people love them. They find them comfortable. For me, it's not for me. It's just not. I've been a ribbed tank top girl forever. And so it's getting a little harder to find them, especially good quality ones. So I actually did buy some from Victoria's Secret, and the quality of them is just not great. They are very cheaply made. They don't really wash well. In terms of sanitarial washing, they wash great, but in terms of washing as after you take them out of the dryer or even hang dry, it just feels kind of like flimsy, very cheaply made, very cheap material. Then I bought some other tank tops, I think from H&M, and they were just over the top thick, and they kind of fit like a midriff, and it said hip length when I bought them, but when I put it on, it was like they weren't consistent in the quality or the sizing. So I wasn't too thrilled about them, and I've been searching and searching for some ribbed tank tops, and I happened to come across Gap Factory. And on the internet, it looked amazing, all the things, quality, everything, but it's a picture. So I thought, well, I'll order, one or two and see if I like them, and then I'll order some more. But then the shipping, in order to get free shipping, you know how they always do that free shipping thing. They wanted you to spend, I think it was like $50 or something, $40 or $50 to get free shipping. So I went ahead and just jumped in, and I bought 7 of them. I actually got them in today, and I was really thinking, I don't know if the quality is going to be there, just because I had ran into H&M quality and it wasn't that great, and Victoria's Secret was kind of unrewarding. So I decided just to say, you know what, these ones are only $7 or $8, so if I don't like them, I can always donate them, and I'd be happy to do that, to give to somebody that doesn't have much. So that was like worst case, like if I didn't like them at all, I would just donate them. But it turns out that I am going to keep them because they are super cute, they fit fabulous, the quality is better than I expected, they're not see-through. They're not heavy, they fit at the waist, amazing. So I'm going to show you the ones that I bought. And this one here is a light bluish gray, super, super pretty. And as you can see, just has that U shape for the neck. I kind of like the ones that go up higher, and I saw on the website that they do have them, so I actually might order a couple of them that have the neck length, you know, just for the sun protection and things like that. But this is in a medium. I wear a size medium with this brand. So we have this. And this is the color. Actually, let's try folding it nicer, shall we? So this one is the gray one. And I got this really cute, beautiful blue. It's like a lavender blue. I really, really like this one. So there we have this one. Super, super cute. And just really, really pretty. And then I got two black ones. I like black tank tops. You can never go wrong with having more than one of black, just because, you know, you can really dress these up, dress them down, dress them up. I've actually used black tank tops for speeches that I've done, motivational speeches. I've used them for presentations, and I just throw on like a cute blazer, like a business blazer, and have like a business suit with tank tops. So, you know, I love fashion, so I always play around with it, break some of the rules of fashion. So, another black one, super, super cute. And speaking of breaking some rules, that's kind of what today's topic is about. So here is the mustard yellow. I wasn't sure I was going to like this one, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to go outside the box and just get a color that I'm not too sure if I like. And it turns out I really like it. In person, it looks way prettier than in the picture, which I like when something looks better in person than in the picture, because then you're not like catfished by clothes, you know? So here's the beautiful navy green. I always also like to have a navy green in my collection as well, just because I think green is a really beautiful color. It's grounding, it's naturey, but it also looks really nice with just about anything that you wear. And then here's the tag, but I'm actually wearing this one. It came in as well with these. It is a cream rose red, I believe. It's in the size medium, and you can see how it fits. It's just super comfortable. I think it's adorable, and it's fun. And again, I think they were only like $7 or $8, so it was a really good purchase for the quantity. I got 7 total, and I think I spent like $58. And for me, it was a really good purchase. You know, 7 shirts that I can really enjoy wearing, that are good quality, they fit comfortable, they fit well. You know, they're not too midriff, they're not too long, they're just the right amount in terms of tallness for the length purposes. The width, they're very stretchy, so they're very conformative to kind of fit your figure, you know, as it needs to be shaped. So I really like that. The colors are great. They're not over thick, you know, so I know with H&M, they were just over the top thick, and it was like gross kind of feeling when you put it on. These ones are very beautiful to the touch, to the fit, and they're very soft material. And again, they're not see-through. I do remember buying some other tank tops. I don't remember what brand they were, but when they came in, they were super, super see-through. So I wasn't too excited about wearing see-through tank tops, just because if you're gonna wear something see-through, you might as well just go naked, you know? So I am wanting to jump into today's video, and I thought, what is it that I really wanted to talk about with you guys today? And that's something that I remember, it was kind of like something that came to me today, but it was something that I had talked about with a friend a couple of days ago, and that's just really breaking the rules that you have placed on your own self. So I think that sometimes we put rules on ourselves, maybe not society puts them, but they are created by society influences, and then we get influenced by society, and then we then in turn make these imaginary rules that aren't good for us. And today's video, I wanted to talk about breaking those imaginary rules and really stepping out of the box and exploring greater things and adventuring bigger and greater ideas, and just letting yourself be free-flowing. I think that this channel, we created it for the free flow, but also I wanted to encourage you guys to be free-flowing and just to not conform yourselves to restrictions placed by society or your own self. I think that the obstacles sometimes are put, and we see these obstacles as difficult sometimes, but when we look inside of ourselves, we are such magical and powerful and beautiful human beings that we do have the ability to reach deep down inside ourselves and to actually just take our dynamite vibrations and blast these obstacles away. So inside of us, we are deeply rooted with powerful, magical, beautiful vibrations that if we really pull them out, we can utilize the gifts that we have to break down the walls, break the chains, and blast through any obstacles that we feel are in front of us. So I know that I was talking about it with a friend a few days ago, but boundaries are super important. You know, I mentioned it before, a certain location where we have our horses, and you know, I don't really say much to this person because of our animals are being there, and we are looking for places, but the places haven't really come to us of where we need to be with our animals and the situation that we want for the property. And we have been looking, and I know that it will come to us, but it's just we haven't found anything. It's either things are so expensive, or the property is super small, or the house is like a mansion, and the horse property is like, you know, not really much of anything, or you get over the top big on either spectrum. And so pricing wise, we haven't found anything that's really fit our financial idea of what we want to purchase something for. So we are just kind of staying there for now. Things are kind of okay, but at the same time too, it's like this person isn't very friendly to us. Her energy is not, you know, the most exciting. And I think that I wasn't really putting boundaries before, but now I am. And it's really showing through because she's trying to like push back at some things, and I've been holding firm to it. And I think that that's really important, is when you set boundaries and people are pushing back because they're not used to those boundaries, I think that it's important for us to stand straight, stand tall, and have that confidence. So it's really important just to make sure that whatever boundary we are setting, we want to make sure that we keep those boundaries. Because I know that sometimes setting boundaries is difficult for some, and for some it's just really easy. But whether it be easy or difficult, once you set those boundaries, you have to maintain them. Because if you avoid the conflict that goes along with setting those boundaries, it's going to put you right back to having no boundaries and letting people walk all over you. So today I wanted to just give you 3 tips of how to set boundaries and how to go about keeping those boundaries. So number 1 is write down some boundaries that you have that you want to place with yourself and maybe with your relationships. So this can be anything from a significant other to a co-worker to even a family member or a neighbor. So once you write down who the boundaries are going to be placed with, then it kind of gives you a more clear aspect. And you don't have to just have one boundary for this person, one boundary for that person. Really get into your journal and reflect of the boundaries that you want to have that maybe collectively. So maybe you notice your significant other and your sister are kind of the same with you just let them do whatever, you know, and kind of walk all over you. Or maybe you have boundaries with your significant other, and that significant other is so loving and so wonderful and so supportive that they're just like, okay, cool, you know, I respect your boundaries, and you have no problems with it. So really identify the people that you're wanting to set boundaries with. It may not be a significant other, it may not be a sister or brother or mother, it might be whoever, you know, a friend or a group of friends. So I think it's important to first identify the boundary that you're wanting to set and what collective boundary you're wanting to incorporate it with, what collection of people that you're wanting to put it with. So there might be two separate boundaries with two separate people, so go ahead and list those two separate ones. And then if you find yourself the boundary happens to be fitting for a multiple amount of people, then go ahead and write that down. So first of all, just make sure to set the boundary according to the right person or the right group of people. Once you establish the boundary that you would like to place, then the second one is writing down how you want to address the boundary. So again, you don't want to go address a boundary aggressively or in an argumentative way. You want to come with love, respect, and remember, free-flowing, that it has to just come very elegantly with class and discipline. So, you know, you just don't want to go running down the street yelling at people, setting your boundaries. It has to be done very gently and in a very positive way with positive energy and intention behind it. So that's the next thing, is knowing when to invite or introduce the boundary. So if you're in a setting where, you know, maybe you're going to set a boundary with a parent, you know, and you're out at the mall, I don't think really setting the boundary there would be a good idea, because there's tons of people around. You can't really discuss the boundary. So maybe you want to wait until maybe after you guys go shopping, and then maybe you want to go for a lunch or dinner where you're sitting down, and it's a good time to bring something up when the person's actually paying attention. So you want to make sure that when you set the boundary, when you introduce the boundary, it's in a really good setting. So you have to make sure that the person's listening, you have their attention. You know, at a concert, probably not a good idea, because people are, you know, their attention's already on something different. Even driving might be kind of hard, because if the other person's driving or you're driving, your attention is going somewhere else and it's not really directed towards the person. It has to be in a very gentle, loving setting. Like I said, a lunch, a dinner, a breakfast, over tea. You might want to invite them to a coffee shop and say, hey, let's talk. Just something really gentle and nice and loving, because again, the idea of implementing this boundary isn't to push somebody away, but it's also to honor yourself and to make a relationship better, so that you can really grow with that relationship and nurture it. So it's not something to start an argument or be aggressive about. It's just something nurturing to come across for your own self. Then once you introduce the boundary, then you can go ahead and discuss the boundary of why you set that boundary and what is the intention behind it, and how you would like to allocate the idea of making that boundary as something that is going to be very good and healthy and helpful to you and that other person. Generally speaking, most oftentimes when you set boundaries, people do respect it. They might be a little bit touchy at first, but then just give them a minute. You know, they are human, so give them a minute to kind of think a little bit and then say, okay, I see where you're coming from. I respect the boundary. Sometimes people are like, okay, cool, you know, cool, you set a boundary, great. Sometimes people get a little bit touchy about it because they don't understand right away, and sometimes our natural response is to get a little defensive. So just expect some people are gonna be open about it, be like, okay, cool, no, whatever, you know, you just move on, you set the boundary, okay, just remind me, you know, of this boundary so that I don't cross it. Or some people might be a little defensive, and that's also a normal response too, because that's our natural human being response. So you really want to just be nurturing to both. The response that may not be what you were expecting is somebody just blows up and they don't care and they step all over you anyway. So that's where the idea, once you set those 3 tips, or those 3 steps to it, then the best tip to keep to your boundary setting is making sure that when they cross that boundary, that you address it and reflect and say, you know what, I did come to you, I did tell you about this boundary that we set, and you crossed over that boundary. So, you know, if this keeps up, we might have to figure out, you know, a different path for us. You know, if you keep letting people run all over you, then it might be a good idea to maybe just say thank you and move on and find other people that are going to be good for you, that do respect your boundaries, that do support you, and that are great in your community of people, you know, a collective amount of people that really care about you and nurture you. I don't think you should let people run over your boundaries, and keeping to them can be a little difficult because sometimes you don't want to have a friendship break apart. But what's more important, the friendship breaking apart or letting somebody run all over you and you consistently be unhappy with that person? So once you set the boundaries, I know that they can be a little hard to stick to, but you can always just remind that person, hey, we did talk about these boundaries. If you continue to break them, then you know, we're either going to have to just not be friends, or we're going to have to find something that's going to work for both of us to keep my boundaries safe and not being crossed. So I think that just reflecting on the love that you have for yourself and knowing that no one should run all over you, and you really do need the confidence. So I hope that those 3 basic steps were you know, just super helpful to you as an intro to setting boundaries. And then I hope that I gave you some encouragement to keeping the boundaries, because once they're set, it's easy for them to be just kind of overlooked because you don't want to, you know, you want to avoid the conflict. So just know that the conflict may happen, and you have to have confidence to let that conflict play out, and you have to take that power that's inside of you and really let it resonate to find out where you stand with certain people, and making sure that they don't run all over you and that your boundaries are respected. So I hope that wherever you guys are, you're having a beautiful day or night. Remember to celebrate all your wins, no matter how small or how big, and victories, no matter how small or big they might be. Remember that you are never alone, because you have people here on this channel that deeply love you, and I really send some amazing vibes that I hope you guys have a beautiful, wonderful day, and hopefully provided some nourishment in this video, and if all, then maybe just some comforting words that maybe might serve you later on in your life. So thank you so much. Namaste, love and light.